It's your friendly math tutor, Miss C here, and today we are solving a multi-step equation with a twist. So instead of me writing the equation today, I actually typed into Copilot and said, give me an equation that has multiple steps to solve, and this is the equation. I haven't solved it yet, so I'm going to walk you through how I approach equations that I'm solving for the first time so you can kind of hear my thinking, and then you can use what you like about it and not use what you don't like about it. So, first things first, I'm going to tell you what I notice. I notice I've got several things that I need to distribute. I notice that I can't combine anything as is on either side of the equation. I also know that because I'm solving an equation, I have to use the order of operations. And I'm going to use PEMDAS going from left to right, from P to S first, to simplify each side of the equation. And the side I'm going to simplify first is this side. So I want to simplify this as much as possible before we get started. So I'm noticing that I do have parentheses. So that would be this part right here. Sometimes we call it brackets. If we're using BIDMOS, if we're in Europe. I can't simplify anything within the parentheses because they're not like terms. There are no exponents. So now I move on to multiplication and division. And remember, I do these at the same time. I work from left to right. So distribution is a form of multiplication. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to distribute my 3 to both terms inside of this binomial. So 3 times 2x is 6x. 3 times negative 4 is negative 12. And then I still have plus 5. And just because I like to keep things neat, I'm going to rewrite my whole equation. Okay. And now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to combine my like terms here. I have negative 12 plus 5. So I have 6x minus 12 plus 5, that's negative 7, equals 2 times x plus 6 minus 3x. Okay. And just so you know, I'm doing this the longer way because I'm making a video. If I were doing this just for myself, I'd be working straight across, which maybe I'll show later. So now I'm going to simplify the right side of the equation because 6x minus 7 is as simple as the left side can get. So on the right side, I notice that I once again have distribution. I've got a term on this side, but this term isn't a constant like the 5 was right here. It has a variable on it. So that's just something a little different. So I'm going to work P to S again because I'm just going to be working this side of the equation. I'm going to go ahead and write the left side down again. Parentheses cannot be simplified again because they're not like terms. There are no exponents. So I'm going to go ahead and do the multiplication and division part by applying the distribution property. And when I do that, I get 2 times x, which is 2x. I end up with 2 times 6, which is 12, minus 3x. And now I'm going to combine my like terms. And in case you're wondering, that's the A and the S. That stands for addition and subtraction. So in this case, my like terms are my terms that contain the x variable. So when I do that, I'm going to rewrite my whole equation. 6x minus 7 equals 2x minus 3x. That's negative 1x or negative x. You can write it either way, plus 12. Okay, the good news now is that we have simplified both sides of the equation so we can start moving things across the equal sign. When we do that, we work PEMDAS backwards. We work it from right to left, starting with addition and subtraction, then moving on to multiplication and division, then exponents, then parentheses. And once again, that's because we're moving things across the equal sign. So I am noticing that I have something that's being added or subtracted on this side. That's negative 7. I'm going to move it to the other side. So remember, my goal is to get all the x's on one side and all the non-x's on the other. So to that end, I'm adding 7 to both sides because my goal right now is I want to get 6x by itself so I can start getting the x's on the left side. There are other ways to do this. This is the way I'm doing it. So math has a lot of choice involved. So when I do that, negative 7 plus 7 is 0. That leaves me with 6x left on this side. So just in case you're wondering, I'm getting that from there. I still have negative x on this side. And now I need to combine my like terms. 12 plus 7, which is 19. All right. Since my goal is to get my x's on the left side, I need to do addition and subtraction again because I'm not quite done there. So I am going to add x to both sides. When I do that, I get 7x here equals, this makes a 0, which was what our goal is, and I just have 19 left. Now I'm done with all the addition and subtraction, so I'm going to move to the MD part of PEMDAS. Is there any addition or multiplication or division that I can do? And the answer is yes. I can divide by 7 to get x by itself, and that was my goal. So x equals a wonderful number, 19 divided by 7. And I'm going to leave it like that because it's going to be some yucky decimal. Technically, you should plug 19/7 back into our original equation to make sure that it actually works. So it's going to be a lot of fractions. I love fractions, not everybody does, so you might want to consider using your calculator to check your answer. And that is how you solve a multi-step equation. Thanks for joining me. Till next time, remember, you've got this.